This is Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company here on the Christian Internet Sports Network as we get set for football tonight from Becker Field here in Wilmington as the 7-1 Wilmington Wildcats back at home to take on the Manteno Panthers and what will be senior night. And I'll tell you this much, it seems like it's been a while since we've been back in Wilmington.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It seems like a long time since we've been in this field. I'm sure the Wildcats are going to be happy to be back home again.
Well, I will tell you this, that the Cats will be in their, well, all grays tonight. It's kind of unusual. I mean, we've seen the gray shirts before. I don't know if we've seen the all gray look yet, have we?
I don't think so.
It's interesting. I do like the jerseys up close, but, man, when you try to do that from up here, it's very, very difficult. We will do our best here tonight to keep up with all of that. We're about 15 minutes away from opening kick here tonight from Wilmington. Manteno kind of playing out the string here. They've gotten 2 wins throughout the year, and of course this would make the season an upset of Wilmington, so they're going to come in tonight, and effectively this is their playoff game for 2022.
This is it. This is what they've got to look forward to. And, well, everybody that plays Wilmington, they consider that one of the highlights of their season. This was really going to be Manteno's highlight.
Well, the Cats coming off a couple of road victories. Of course, they went 3 weeks in a row. They had the tough loss to Reed Custer and then kind of followed that up with a road trip up to Dwight. No issues there. Then out to Streeter. No issues there. And now back at home to finish things out with Manteno as the Cats again, trying to get everything in place for the playoffs coming up. Speaking of which, we will have a playoff pairing show for you tomorrow. However, I kind of messed that one up, so I will not be there. But we will have a full crew for you starting at 7:45 tomorrow night. Jeff and Dennis, I think they end up with a huge group of different people. They're even talking about having me call in and be on that show too, so we'll see how all that goes tomorrow night. But no matter what, it's always entertaining and always crazy. And last year, that happened to be the most listened to thing of the entire year.
Really?
It literally was the most listened to thing we did all year. Outside of maybe not, I think it even outdid the state championship game. For some reason, that thing went crazy. We ended up with thousands of listens over the next couple of weeks. So you don't want to miss out on that. They'll get that whole show started at 7:45 tomorrow night. And then, of course, next week, no matter where we're at or what's going on, we will have the first round of the playoffs for you here on CISN. Not only that, but the Cats should be at home, provided they get a win here tonight. And then they could enter into the playoffs at 8-1 and host a first-round game. All right, let's take our first break of the night. When we come back, we'll take a look at what happened last week around the area and preview games tonight. And a little bit later on in the pregame show, we'll also get to our interview with the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Raines. We'll do all that and more as Wilmington Wildcats Weekly rolls on here on the Christian Internet Sports Network, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company. Back in just a moment.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770.
This is Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company here on the Christian Internet Sports Network. Getting set for football tonight between Wilmington and Manteno. We said we would take a look at things that had happened last week and also take a look at games coming up tonight. First, let's look at the scores from around the area from last week. Of course, Wilmington, a 57-6 winner over Streator. Lyle defeated Manteno last week, 40-6. Reed Custer, 58-14 over Coal City. It was Piatone, 54, Herscher, 19. Other scores from around the area, Marengo, 48-6 over Peoria Manual. By the way, if Marengo wins tonight, they would get in to the playoffs, and that would be rather interesting. Joliet Catholic, 41-0 over Benton Academy out of Lyle. It was Morris, 59-7 over Ottawa. St. Rita defeated Providence, 26-16. Johnsburg, a 30-6 win over Woodstock. And by the way, I believe Marengo and Johnsburg will kind of do battle here tonight. Decatur St. Teresa, which is the number 1 team in 2A at the moment, 41-14 over Shelbyville last week. And Downs Tri-Valley, a 6-0 win over Eureka. All right, the schedule here for Week 9, the last week of the regular season. The 7-1 Wilmington Wildcats hosting 2-6 Manteno. Reed Custer at 8-0 will host Herscher, who is 1-7. Holy smokes, that thing's going to be interesting before it's all said and done. Coal City at 4-4 will be at 2-6 Streator. Lyle at 4-4 plays at 5-3 Piatone. That's a big game tonight. I think Piatone is in regardless on playoff points. And of course, Lyle would have to win in order to get in at 5-4. So that's a good matchup tonight. I believe you said I mentioned Dwight instead of Lyle before a break. But it should have been Lyle and not Dwight, who Wilmington played a couple of weeks ago. Marengo at 4-4 will host, I guess they host Plano tonight. I thought they were hosting Johnsburg tonight. So Marengo will host Plano, who's 3-5. Seneca at 8-0 will host 2-6 Dwight. By the way, Seneca rolling into the playoffs on a pretty strong season.
They've had a really great season, and it looks like they're going to go into the playoffs favored in their section. So good for Seneca.
Morris at 7-1 will play at 8-0 Sycamore tonight. So there's a really good battle going on at Sycamore. Joliet Catholic Assistant 2 will host Montini out of Lombard, who's 3-5. Providence at 4-4 will host St. Lawrence, who is 3-5. If Providence wins, they get into the playoffs. And I'm going to tell you this: if they get in at 5-4 to the playoffs, they have played an insane schedule this year. So that is not your normal 5-4 team. All right, let's take a break. We come back, we'll get to our interview with the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reitz. We'll do that here momentarily as Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you by Breezer Construction Company, continues on here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk, Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk, Allred & Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk, Allred & Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk, Allred & Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk, Allred & Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today. Welcome back here on Wilmington Wildcats Weekly, brought to you again by Breezer Construction Company and joined by the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reitz. And Coach, boy, 3 weeks in a row you've hit the road. This last time the trip down to Streator in a driving rainstorm, and you still managed to come out of there with a good win. And as I said, kind of those 3 road games start stacking up, and it's good to get a win on the back end of that.
It really is, and it's been the football season's gone fast for us, but that was a long stretch of 3 weeks there being on the road, and so for us to get the victory Friday night, I'm really happy for our kids, and hopefully we can keep that momentum going into the game here against Manteno, and then we find out Saturday playoff-wise. But a little bit of adversity, no doubt. You're on the road, and then you got the rainstorm going on, and our kids end up having a lot of fun with it. I thought we played good in all phases of the game, and we got up early on them, and we're able to take advantage of a lot of different things. So, again, happy to get that big win.
Yeah, and boy, the running game was something else. James with 300-plus yards, I believe, 450 or so yards on the night, and it just seemed like that was clicking from the get-go.
No, it really was, and that left side of the offensive line was really opening some nice holes for Colin. And, what we like, too, is our running backs are blocking for each other, and Kyle Farrell and Hunter Hayes and Brendan Moran doing a great job blocking. And a lot of good team offense there. And then you throw in Colin on top of it. He's going to make 2 or 3 guys miss. And, you had an opportunity, and that's 300 yards for Colin, and he didn't play in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And so, I'm happy for him, though. He had to sit out, a couple weeks ago, and so for him to be back, I was happy for him.
And the other thing was Swisher kicking the extra point.
Yeah,
I know
Maddie.
we had talked a little bit about that before that game and not really sure what was going to happen, but he did a great job.
No, he really did. And we'll have Juster back this week, but he showed us during the week and he told us, hey, I used to kick during Bobcats. And he comes in and goes 7 for 7 on extra points. And so, no doubt, hey, we had Juster kicking this week, but we also had Swish kicking this week, both those guys. So we'll see how that ends up, but real happy for Swish to come in. And we always talk about next man up. If somebody goes down, somebody's got to take his spot. Well, Swisher was that guy this week.
Well, now you get Manteno on the last regular season game and back at home, and a game that's kind of can be easily overlooked at times. And then you get senior night and some emotions that go with that, and looking to finish strong at the end of the regular season here.
Yeah, you really do. And, it's an emotional night with our seniors, no doubt about that. But we want that night to be special for them. They're a great group of kids. They've had a ton of success coming through. And during the regular season, this is their last home game. And because of their success, we're going to have a few more home games. And so, but you're right. You can get caught up in that emotion and forget about the ball game. And Manteno will come over, and their seniors, they are playing their last football game. And so they are going to give you a great effort. And so we'll have to match that Friday night. Hopefully we can get up early. I like to do what we did against Streeter. Can we get up early, put them behind the 8-ball a little bit, and then go from there. But we need the win. We need the win to get a better playoff pairing, to get a better playoff seed. And obviously we want to finish the year going 8-1.
And walk us through, I know we do this every year, but every year I ask this question. Walk us through a little bit about what happens after that game and then going into the pairings and everything on Saturday.
Yeah, so we'll go into Saturday night, and we'll find out like everybody else does, who will be playing and what's going on there. And then us and the other coach will talk, we'll exchange videos, and then we'll start talking about time and day of game. And we both have to agree to play on Friday. If one of us does not, then the game automatically goes to Saturday. Now, usually then we would set the time. However, if the other team is coming from a long distance, they can call the state and say, we don't want to play at night. And then the state will probably tell us, hey, you're going to have to play at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, somewhere in there. And which I understand. I mean, that's the rules, and I understand that. But yeah, no, the whole process starts Saturday night, and hopefully it goes for a long time here coming up. And but it's a race from Saturday night on.
And then lastly here, where do you stand injury-wise?
We're doing okay. We got Juster back practicing this week, and he had to sit out last week, so he looks better. James, he's still good, when he had to miss a couple weeks ago. And knock on wood, we're staying away from the bumps and the bruises, and I'm real happy, too, that we're getting a lot of guys playing time.
All right, Coach, good luck tonight. And again, we'll talk to you post-game.
All right, sounds good, John.
Wildcats Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcats Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned.
Welcome back here on the Christian Internet Sports Network as we get set for football tonight from Wilmington as the Manteno Panthers come to town to take on the Wilmington Wildcats. It is senior night. I will tell you this much, it is beautiful tonight.
It definitely is beautiful. What a night for football.
There go the fireworks off in the distance. There are a truckload of people out there. I think they could have taken that run through out to like the 50-yard line.
Yeah, they got messed up so heavy, they could have gone a long way.
It is oddly warm for the end of October. We're talking mid-60s. And here come the Wildcats out to the run through at about the 35-yard line in their, I guess we call those gray uniforms, the white helmets. And threw a pretty good amount of motorcycles out there, too. A little late in the year for that, but it is a beautiful night to be out and about.
At least 10.
Tell you what,
12.
You can appreciate the fireworks tonight, too, because it's finally dark enough to actually see them out there.
That is right.
It's actually a pretty good fireworks show out there. So we'll get set for football here. The Cats need to win out, get themselves the best possible playoff seeding. Of course, they're in no matter what at 7-1. But if Wilmington can get to 8-1, get a relatively high seed here. Of course, it also depends how many 9-0 teams end up throughout the state. And right now, there are a few of them. I want to say 4 9-0 teams, and Wilmington at 8-1.
That is in all 2A?
That is, yes, in all of 2A. I believe Wilmington's number 5, and there's 4 teams at 9-0 that are ahead of them. Manteno will be in their white uniforms tonight, purple helmets, purple pants, purple numbers as well. I do like the fact that we are toward the end of October, and I don't have to wear a coat and extra layers and all this insanity.
It's fantastic.
It is absolutely beautiful tonight.
Just cool enough to be good for football, and yet it's warm enough that it's comfortable.
I want to talk about a complete opposite of what it was last week.
Oh, wow.
that
was a little bit of a... Thankfully, we were inside.
Yes, I'm very thankful for that. By the way, the good folks down there at Streeter did a nice job of taking care of us, and we appreciate that.
Yep, they did. Well, teeing up the ball. No.
So I think we got everything set up here. Wilmington's going to kick off right to left as the Panthers will return. Try to get this thing underway here tonight. Back deep is Seven Kyer, 5'7", 165-pound senior, and it will cruise over the head of Trey Malone and into the end zone. So Reed Juster comes back after being gone with an injury, and he boots that thing straight into the end zone.
What a powerful leg he has.
And Manteno will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, working left to right tonight. The key for the Panthers is they need to get some points early and keep Wilmington's offense off the field for as long as possible. The Panthers have given up a lot of points this year. And the Cats, while not a up-tempo kind of offense, they can still put up a lot of points relatively quickly. So out of the shotgun is Porter Chandler, 6'3", 180-pound junior with one back to his left, 2 receivers to either side. And that pass through the hands of the intended receiver right at the 20-yard line. Nothing doing there. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Pass intended for Ashton Brazeau. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 as Ryan Nelson breaks up that pass on the far side. The bad thing for Manteno when you run this kind of an offense is if things go south, you have not run off hardly any time. So up the far side, across the 25, out to near the 27-yard line goes the run. That is, I think that's 7 Kyer on the carry, and he'll take it out for a gain of 8 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2, and boy, that's not what you expect from Wilmington defensively off a run. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Again, Chandler will be out of the shotgun here. Manteno taking their time. Play clock down to under 10. And again, trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. They better get this snap off, and they're not even going to. A timeout to Manteno, which is a little odd, being that everybody's standing out there waiting for a play. So first time out of the game goes to the Panthers. 11:07 to go opening quarter. No score between Manteno and Wilmington. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 9. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011 or check them out at wilmingtonpizzeria.com.
So on to the timeout, 3rd down and 2 for Manteno. Pass over the middle, deflected, and almost picked off on the far side. It will stay incomplete. And now 4th down and 2.
Kind of a surprise call. 3rd down and 2 yards. And you think they might have put it on the ground, but they chose to put it in here.
So 4th down and a quick kick here from Manteno, and that's not going to go anywhere. The wind kind of knocked it to the side, and it's going to roll out across the 45 to the 46, and Wilmington's going to get ridiculously good field position here. That maybe is 18 yards in the punt.
Not what they were hoping for, I'm sure.
So 1st and 10 for the Cats at their own 47, working right to left here. Manteno went 3 and out. You know, one of the things that Illinois started doing back beginning of this year is this 3 and out thing. And if you get 3 and outs or 4 3 and outs or something in a game, that everybody get free McDonald's. I don't think U of I planned on their defense being as good as it is because they've given away a truckload of free McDonald's this year. So off the left side comes Colin James, broke one tackle, and now trying to string it inside the 45 down to the 43. And a good run there from Colin. It'll be a gain of about 4 yards, set up 2nd and 6 for the Cats. Down to the 43-yard line.
That time Colin ran right into the back of the blocking backs. They were stood up in the line of scrimmage, but he had the intelligence in it to make a quick decision, rolling out to the left of him, and we got his 4 yards. Good job, Colin.
Again, Ryder Mentz under center tonight for the Cats on senior night. And the handoff underneath. This is Kyle Farrell. Nice little cutback to the right side inside the 40. And he's down near the 1st down marker. Picked up about 6 yards to the 37-yard line. I want to say it will be a 1st down, and it looks like it is. That is a Wildcat self-storage 1st down.
Nice job by Kyle that time, doing that little step off to the side and come back up the other hole. Nice job of stretching into 6 yards, what could have been stopped for maybe 3.
Again, Farrell to one side, James to the other off this double wing. And Hunter Hayes at the fullback tonight. Mentz takes the snap, pitches it left side. This is James with a whole bunch of blockers in front of him inside the 30. Down near the 27, it's going to be a gain of 10 yards, and we'll see what they actually mark it. Looks like it should be enough, but again, it just depends on the spot of the football here. And I believe it will be. It is a Wildcat self-storage 1st down.
Boy, got to go off to a good start. You've got 2 of those in tonight already.
And I actually remember to do it tonight, for one thing.
I think that's really absolutely tremendous.
All right, so everything packed in again out of the double wing here as the Cats work right to left. 1st and 10 from the 27 of Manteno. This is Farrell up the right side, and he breaks free, and he's going to cruise into the end zone.
Wow.
Kyle Farrell in for a 27-yard touchdown run as Farrell just kind of got behind some blockers, let everything open up, and then took off into the end zone. And the 27-yard touchdown run makes it 6-0 Wilmington pending the extra point with 9:13 to go in the opening quarter.
What a nice job of blocking up front and him being patient enough to wait till it opened up and stepped on through the hole.
Well, Reed Juster is back. He missed part of the Lyle game and then all the game last week, but back here tonight doing the kicking duties. And he will kick it straight through, and that will make it a 7-0 lead for Wilmington with 9:13 to go opening quarter. Take a break, come back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com.
Seven 0 lead for Wilmington. 9:13 to go here in the opening quarter. As the Cats will get set to kick it off right to left. Again, Reed Juster to do the kickoff duties tonight. Kicked the last one straight into the end zone, so we'll see what he does with this particular kick. Back deep for Manteno is Seven Kyer. And the near side is Ashton Brazeau. Got 3 men back to receive. I want to say it's Nolan Warby to the far side for Manteno. Kick here from Juster is a little bit more of a knuckler. It will come down at the 2 and skip into the end zone. That will be an automatic touchback. So Manteno will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. Again, working right to left here tonight. First go around, the Panthers went 3 and out. Actually had a 3rd down and 2, but could not pick up the first down. And we'll try to start it up again. You know, we talked about this briefly, but if Manteno can't get first downs and can't get points tonight, this could get rather ugly early because they do not run hardly any clock out of this offense. So 2 receivers to the far side, 2 back to the near. As, again, out of the shotgun is Chandler with a back to his left. The handoff goes, and this is a decent gain off the right side. Warby across the 30 and out near the 32-yard line. And Moran ends up making the stop, but not before Nolan Warby picks up 11 yards and a first down. The 5'7", 145-pound junior getting free off the right side.
Smaller guy, but he's fast. He came through there, got behind that block, came off the right side.
Now trips receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Chandler out of the shotgun again on 1st and 10. Warby off the right side again, gets tripped up across the 35 near the 36. Looks like Joe Allgood on the stop as Warby will pick up almost 4 yards and bring up 2nd down and 6.
Good running.
I think I would keep revisiting that until somebody slowed it down.
Yep, I definitely would do that.
And Jack Harding coming on here. Let's see, set up in that, looks like left guard position for Manteno. Trips receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Again, Chandler will take the snap, fires far side, and overshoots his intended receiver. That's Ashton Brazeau out around the 35-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 6.
The Wildcats sent a blitz in there, but it was picked up nicely on the left end.
8:02 to go in the opening quarter as Wilmington leads it 7-0 over Manteno. Trips receivers to the far side, 1 to the near, off the near side hash mark as Chandler takes a snap, will hand it off to Warby up the middle, and that gets stacked up for no gain. That's a good job by the interior of that Wilmington defense. Looks like Kyle Farrell on the stop for the Cats.
And 5 of them in there.
We'll give them a gain of 1 yard. Now 4th down and 5, and we'll see if Manteno will punt it away. And quite frankly, I don't really see any other option here for the Panthers unless you're just going to hand it off to Warby and hoping you pick up the first down. Colin James will back up, and the kick here from Chandler will get a nice roll for Manteno all the way down to the 30-yard line. That's where Wilmington will start first and 10. Cats already up 7-0 over Manteno. Of course, this is senior night for Wilmington. Last regular season game. Cats will have some playoff games ahead. Well, at least one guaranteed anyway for Wilmington in the playoff season.
Yep, they will have one.
And if they win this tonight, it will be guaranteed to be a home game in the first round, which is always nice. Cements up under center again. Now one receiver split out to the near side, and nobody is on Juster. Finally, somebody realized he's out there. Usually this means a pass if Juster is split out at all, but it will be a handoff this time off the left side, and that gets tripped up around the 35-yard line as Kyle Farrell on the carry for the Cats. It'll bring up second down and 6. Now, Colin James tried to throw his towel off the near side and only went about 5 feet and then went back toward him. Barry goes out to retrieve that. So now Juster split out to the far side and still out of the double wing here for the Cats. Under center is Mentz. Will take a snap, hands it off to the fullback, Hayes, and he'll churn ahead. And we'll get out to about the 39, close to the 40, or is that Moran on the carry?
Bring up a 3rd and 1.
So this is what happens. They switch out Hayes and Moran, and it catches me off guard.
What number is he?
They both look relatively similar. They both have a 4 in there, and then when you throw in these the gray jerseys, it's and then they're kind of rotating them at fullback. So 3rd down and a yard after a gain of 5 for Moran, excuse me. Handoff left side. This will pick up a first down. Now a big hole. Colin James across midfield, inside the 45 to the 40, all the way down inside the 25, and finally tripped up down around the 20. A gain of 41 yards for Colin James, and that is a Wildcats self-storage first down. Boy, again for the Cats, if they're turning up yardage this early, it could be a long night.
James only has 55 yards so far in the first quarter.
So Reed Juster split out to the near side along with Colin James, and the swing pass out to Juster bounces to him, and that's not one of the better attempts for Ryder Mentz this year. It'll bring up second down and 10. Just kind of skip the pass to him. 5:28 to go on the opening quarter.
It was interesting passing this early in the game.
Well, this is one of the nice things about these kind of games is that, I mean, Wilmington knows they can go to the ground and get yardage whenever they want, so it gives you the opportunity to work on a few things here and there in the passing game that you might need down the stretch in the playoffs.
Yes.
So 2nd and 10 from the 20, again, right to left for the Cats. Kyle Farrell got blown up in the backfield, still broke a tackle, though, and now inside the 20 down to the 18. It's amazing he got that far, quite frankly, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for Wilmington. Boy, he ran right into the back of one of his linemen. There was just nowhere to go.
Yeah. Lineman trying to press the block on through, but couldn't do it.
So 3rd down and 8 from the Manteno 18. Under 5 minutes to go in this first quarter. And they'll split Juster out to the near side and still stay in the double wing here. Mentz drops back, looking left side, going to fire a pass out. Juster has it at the 10, inside the 5, down to the 2, and he's finally knocked out of bounds. That'll be a gain of about 14 yards. He's going to mark him out at the 4. And that will be enough for a Wildcats self-storage first down. I'm going to mark him back out at the 5, I guess. You can give him a gain of 13 by the time it's all said and done. Nice throw that time for Mentz, and Juster out there, who's been the main target for Ryder this year. Makes the reception and 1st and goal for the Cats at the 5-yard line. So Juster will split out to the far side. Again, Mentz under center. Going to throw it to the far side. And is it picked off? Well, it's incomplete. And Ryder lucky because that looked like it went through the hands of Seven Kyer. Either that or it was knocked away by Juster.
Well, that was a good defensive play. He almost picked that one off.
Bring up 2nd down and goal from the 5. Reed might have just done a good job of getting his hand in there and knocking it away. In fact, Reed might have almost came up with a touchdown pass. But that was danger zone territory there for Ryder. If they're going to get the ball out there, get it out there. 2nd and goal from the 5. Again, everything packed in out of the double wing here. Handoff goes to James off the left side, working slowly behind his line, and he'll just work his way into the end zone. Colin James with a 5-yard touchdown run, and he'll put the Cats up 13-0. Boy, I tell you, Colin just let his offensive line do the work there.
He sure did. He was very patient. Put his hand out, laid it on the back of his blocker, and the 2 blockers ahead of him opened up the highway.
All right, so Reed Juster on to attempt an extra point here. Out of the hold of Mentz. Again, the Cats trying to get everything on track here. Do we have a flag down or what? What happened here?
Illegal procedure?
The Cats will pick up that penalty. I'm not really sure. So they're going to back it up 5 yards? I don't even remember them calling for the play clock, but they do now. I mean, okay, fine. Juster will back up and attempt it from 5 yards further back. So this effectively is a 25-yard extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick from Reed is good as well. And the Cats lead it 14-0 with 4:26 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So the Cats lead it 14-0 with 4:26 to go here in the opening quarter. Once again, Reed Juster will kick off right to left. The Cats have scored very quickly here in the first quarter a couple of times. And this Manteno offense has picked up a first down or two, but that's been about it.
Manteno has shown the ability to do some things offensively, but not to put it together in a long drive to get any score.
So the Cats will get set to kick it away here. Now back deep in the middle of the field is Ashton Brazeau. Trey Malone to the near side. And the kick over Malone's head into the end zone. And so that will result in yet another touchback. And Manteno will have it 1st and 10 from the 20 with 4:26 to go here in the opening quarter. Again, keeping an eye on some of those scores from around the area tonight and also throughout 2A. We'll get those to you as we end up coming across them here. Let's see what Manteno has in store. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far as well. Chandler out of the shotgun here. As Porter takes the snap and hands it off up the middle. Wilmington ready for that. That's stacked up for a loss of a yard, maybe 2 for Nolan Warby.
All good, Farrell.
Bring up second down and 11 as the tackle a combination of Farrell and Allgood, and bring up second down and 11. Trips receivers to the far side, one over here to the near. Chandler again out of the shotgun. Nolan Warby back there with him as well. Manteno has struggled to move the football tonight, that's for sure. Chandler fires far side. That's incomplete. And I don't know what in the world happened there, but Aiden Dotson, the 6'3", 175-pound junior, ended up on the ground, and I'm not really sure how.
I think he just, I think he just fell. I couldn't see his feet slipping or anything. Did you?
I don't know. Maybe some incidental contact. Not sure. Just looked out there, and he was on the ground.
In fact, the guy guarding him had his back to him, so he wasn't even playing him at the time.
So trips receivers to the far side, one of the near. Chandler pump fakes, now fires over the middle. That's stacked up at the 25. That's going to be nowhere near first down. And although it is a gain of about 5, the pass reception made by Seven Kyer. And it'll bring up fourth down, I guess about 6. Bring up fourth down and a long 4, almost 5 here. See what Manteno elects to do. I mean, quite frankly, the Wilmington offense has just kind of done things at will tonight. But this is asking a lot. 4th and 4 from your own 26-yard line. Again, 2 receivers to either side. They're going to go for it here. Chandler fires over the middle. It's tipped and caught. Or was it dropped? Nobody going to say it was a catch. Out at the 42, a pass that really should have been picked off probably by Ryder Mentz. And it will be a gain of 17 yards and a first down. The pass ended up caught by Aiden Dotson. He'll gain 17, and Manteno with the first down on a play that really never should have worked, but it did.
Yeah, he got his hand on the ball and tipped the ball, but it just fell right at the feet of the receiver, and he got it.
Trips receivers to the near side. Chandler firing it down the far sideline. This is underthrown, and honestly, that almost should have been picked off and incomplete. Goes the pass to Dotson along the far sideline and bring up second down and 10. I do believe if Porter Chandler keeps throwing those passes, there are going to be some interceptions.
Yeah, I think
here
so.
Tonight.
He's playing with fire, that's for sure.
So again, trips to the near side, 1 receiver to the far. Chandler out of the shotgun with Warby to his right. 2nd and 10 from the 42 of Manteno. Swing pass out, caught by Kyer, and he'll be brought to the ground at the 45-yard line as Brendan Moran out there along with Zach Willis. And we'll bring up third down and about 7 after a gain of 3.
Who's
7 Kyer on the reception, and the gain of 3 will make it third down and 7 for Manteno from their own 45, almost the 46-yard line. Down to 2 minutes and counting here in the first quarter. This has been turning into a long first quarter here. Trips receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Chandler out of the gun, off the near side hash. Looking far side, and he overshot his intended receiver, Ashton Brazeau, and had a little bit of room to get that pass out there. Bring up 4th down and 7.
all right? Let me see here.
Again, I think if you're Manteno, you really don't have anything to lose to go for a lot of this stuff tonight. So 4th down and 7, 1:43 to go in the first quarter. Chandler out of the gun, drops back, screen pass to the far side. This is Warby, and he is not going to get the first down. Matter of fact, not even close. Gain maybe a yard as the Cats there to swallow that up. It's again all good in the middle of all that for the Cats. And Wilmington will take over 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line with 1:36 to go in the opening quarter.
Well, the Wildcats held. Now they come back out to good work offensively again.
So 1st and 10, good Field position here for Wilmington on this drive. Out of the double wing is Mantz up under center, handoff to Farrell, right side, big hole inside the 40, breaks a tackle, runs over the defender at the 30, and is tripped up down at the 25 near the 24. A gain of 24 yards on that run from Kyle Farrell, and a Wildcats self-storage first down. Well, the Cats just chewing up yardage in chunks here tonight.
Yeah, that was a 24-yarder. He had a 27-yarder earlier. Colin James had a 41-yarder.
So 1st and 10. This is the fullback up the middle. I see who ended up with it. Again, it's kind of a guessing game here between Moran and Hayes as to who's actually in the game. It is Hunter Hayes on the carry, and Hayes will pick up a gain of 6 yards, bring up 2nd down and 4. Cats will have it there, and Wilmington kind of, regularly shuttling in those fullbacks and kind of going through it here. And with those gray jerseys, it makes it tough. So 2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6, down to 23 seconds to go in the quarter. This is Hayes again up the middle, and he will get inside the 15 and get close to a first down. Kind of depends on the spot here. So Winton putting that fullback carry up the middle. Big gain of technically 4, but it's still short. 3rd down and less than a foot.
Yeah, it's less than a foot. You're right.
And that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Wilmington leads at 14-0 over Manteno. We're back with more Cats football in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
Cats lead at 14-0 as we start the second quarter. Again, Wilmington on the move. Got this ball inside the 15-yard line to be 3rd down and less than a yard, about a foot or so. Started this drive at the 47 of Manteno. So James to the near side. That's Farrell to the far side out of this double wing. And keeping it as Mantz, looking right side, wanted to throw a pass and then throws it incomplete. Really nothing there. Intended for Colin James, and it'll bring up 4th down and less than a yard. And again, if you're Wilmington, just kind of working on some things tonight. Getting some different looks. And the 4th down and a foot, ball inside the Manteno 15. Again, everything packed in here. Mantz up under center. Would not be surprised if it's a keeper, but it's still pitched off the right side. A big hole. This is Farrell down inside the 5. And a gain of 11 yards and a Wildcat self-storage first down. Wilmington will have it a 1st and goal from the 4. With 11:44 and counting here in the first half.
Right now, the offensive line of the Wildcats is owning the defensive line opposition, and rightly so.
So Mentz up under center, hands it off to Hayes up the middle, and Hunter gets down to about the 1. So give Hunter a gain of 3. Now 2nd and goal from the 1. But Wilmington getting those fullbacks engaged here tonight.
Yeah, much more carrying than normal. That's 4 carries by the fullbacks now.
Well, and again, I think a lot of this is just putting some different things on film, running through some options here offensively that you might need to go to at some point, and making sure that you got all this stuff down. Because, I mean, let's face it, if Wilmington really wanted to, they could run those wing backs and just do everything they need to do. So Mentz up under center again. Hayes up the middle, runs through an initial tackle, but we have a flag down, and it is a false start on the Cats. So it'll go from 2nd and goal just outside the 1 to 2nd and goal to just outside the 6.
That's the kind of thing Coach does not want to see.
Actually, it's almost all the way back up to the 8. Did they lose more yardage? Or
a 7-yard penalty there.
I mean, the ball was just outside the 1. Then it was just outside the 2. Then it must have been just outside the 3. And now it's almost at the 8. So we have a timeout to Manteno. That's their 2nd of the half. 10:33 to go in our first half. Cats lead at 14-0. Back with more football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
14-0 is the lead for Wilmington. 10:33 to go opening half. The Cats facing a 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. And handoff right side. This inside the 5, down near the 3. As Kyle Farrell on the carry off that right side for the Cats will be a gain of about 3. It'll set up 3rd and goal from just outside the 4. So again, out of the double wing here. Pitch to James off the left side, cuts it back up the middle and just follows everybody into the end zone. And Colin James will end up with a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cats will lead it 20-0 with 9:53 to go in the opening half. Well, so far so good for Wilmington. Pretty much everything has worked. Defense has been solid. The offense continues to churn up yardage and points. And on for the extra point is Reed Juster again, this time kicking left to right. And this is good, and Wilmington will lead it 21-0 with 9:53 to go opening half. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770.
So the Cats up 21-0 here with 9:53 to go in the half. It has been all Wilmington at this point. Cats trying to close out this regular season with a win. Wilmington looking to move to 8-1 on the year going in to the 2022 playoffs. Wilmington looks like they're pretty solidly going to be in the 2A playoffs again. I mean, is there a chance they could be bumped up? There's a chance, but I think it's pretty much on lock at this point that they're going to end up in 2A. But you never know. I've seen some weird things happen over the years. Really kind of depends on what happens tonight around the state. So Wilmington to kick it away. Reed Juster will see if he can go 4 for 4 on touchbacks. He's gotten 3 of them. The approach here is back deep. This will be a little bit short, of course, kicking more or less into the wind. Taken at the 10-yard line by Nolan Warby. Cuts it back up the middle across the 25, out near the 28. And that's where Manteno will start up 1st and 10. So the Panthers have had the ball for quite a few plays. The problem is they have not run a whole lot of time off the clock. So still the vast majority of the second quarter to go, and Wilmington already up 3 touchdowns.
Really, if you, Manteno, they're a passing game, but they really need to run the ball and run it effectively.
So a bunch of wideouts this go round. 3 to the near side, 2 to the far, and out of the shotgun is Chandler again by himself. Fires it over the middle of the field, and that overshot everyone. The nearest person to that was Kyle Farrell. Back out at the 45 of Wilmington. I'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And that even overshot Kyle by 5 or 10 yards.
Yeah, he was behind the receiver, and it was well over his head.
So they'll stay with the same set here. Trips to the near side and 2 to the far. Porter Chandler out of the shotgun and back there by himself. And takes the snap. Now looking over the middle, fires a pass. That incomplete. And I don't even know if anybody saw it coming. Intended for Joshua Crane. Colin James out there covering him, but again, nowhere near anybody really. They'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Kind of seemed like there were too many receivers in the same vicinity. Pretty soon you had a lot of defenders in the same area too.
So again, same formation, trips to the near side, 2 to the far. Chandler pressured, fires a pass over the middle, incomplete, and that was caused by that rush right up the middle by the Cats. I mean, there were 3 guys right in Chandler's face, and he had absolutely no shot of doing anything there, and it'll bring up 4th down and 10.
Boy, that was, you're talking about putting pressure on. He barely got the ball, and he was backing away, and here they were coming right down his throat.
Well, let's see what Manteno elects to do here. You got 2 receivers to either side. This is pretty much the standard punt look here, or at least what they've been doing a punt out of, and that's what will happen here. Nice kick inside the 40, and will bounce kind of sideways and be down right there. So the Cats will have it 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line, going left to right. Again, our first chance to plug our halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. We'll take a look at the first half stats, and we'll also have a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard, brought to you by Odekirk Allred Associates. We'll do all of that on the Pro Real Estate halftime show. Cats have done a little bit of everything in this first half. We've seen the fullbacks get involved, the wingbacks get involved. They're trying to throw a few passes as well. 1st and 10 for Wilmington from their own 40, working left to right here out of the double wing. Handoff to the fullback up the middle. I want to say that's Brendan Moran, but they've rotated through them a few times. And it is indeed Brendan. Be a gain of 2, maybe 3 yards, and we have an injured Panther down right at the 45-yard line.
Oh, close to 4 yards. Yes, there is one down.
Well, I think the down marker over there is not in the correct spot. So it's a gain of about maybe 3. It's going to be moved back here in just a moment as soon as they realize it. Looks like Kisevich getting help off the far side. So 2nd down and 7 for Wilmington, 9:15 to go in the half. The Cats have managed to pretty much make everything work tonight.
Yeah, they've had enough muscle and all. When they don't make a play, they can make up for it with the run the next play.
So again, out of the double wing, dropping back is Mentz, looking downfield, getting pressured. And he's going to be sacked all the way back at the 36. Boy, that is really nice work defensively by Aiden Dotson. And they're going to end up being a loss of, 8 or so, 7 or 8 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and almost 15. 3rd and 14 back at the Wilmington 36 with 8:30 and counting here.
Wow. That was a good job by Aiden. He got back and put the pressure on him. And Mentz couldn't get away from him.
Well, I will say, Dotson off the near side, as soon as he saw that Ryder Mentz kind of took off, ball fake or not, to the near side, he knew what was going on. So 1 receiver to the far side. Mentz drops back, screens it near side to Moran. Across the 40, 45 has blockers in front of him. Inside the 45 of Manteno. Brendan Moran inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. And Brendan Moran is in for the touchdown.
Touchdown!
That is
Wildcats!
unbelievable.
Flag down on the field.
There is a flag back out at the 49. That is an unbelievable run by Brendan Moran. And they're going to say holding on Wilmington at the 49 of Manteno. That is an amazing run by Brendan Moran, no matter if that gets called back or not. So it will be from the, let's see. Let's see where this gets marked off from. Looks like from the 49 of Manteno. So it'll end up, after all of that, it's going to end up being about a, 5-yard reception for Brendan?
Wow.
So what was an unbelievable run by Brendan gets called back. Moran carried a defender with him into the end zone, and now Hunter Hayes will check in as Pete Rampa was injured in the end zone, but it looks like limping up the near sideline here. Hopefully that's nothing too serious going forward. So 3rd down and 9 for Wilmington from their own 41-yard line. Again, out of the double wing. Pitch comes left side. Colin James across the 45, breaks a tackle, carrying a defender with him. Across midfield, still going. Down inside the 45 to the 43, and Colin fumbled the football, and Manteno's got it at their own 41-yard line. It was a gain of about 15, and then James coughed up the football, and just like that, Manteno will take over. They're going to mark it at the Panthers' 42-yard line. That
Nice
was
15-yard run.
You want to talk about a swing in momentum.
Man.
That was a gigantic swing in momentum after the Moran touchdown, and then that gets called back, and then a good run by James picked up the first down, and it results in a fumble.
Oh.
So 2 receivers to either side. Chandler out of the shotgun here. 1st and 10 from the Manteno 42, and Warby gets dropped to the ground back at the 38-yard line. As Brendan Moran just slings Warby back. They're going to give him some forward progress out to the 40, so be a loss of 2, and 2nd down and 12. So again, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far, 2nd and 12 for Manteno. Clock running, approaching 7 minutes to go in this first half, a half that has been dominated by Wilmington. Chandler out of the shotgun, fakes the handoff, fires a pass near side. That's incomplete and overshot his intended receiver out near midfield. It was Aiden Dotson. Mentz there, but really didn't even have to defend it. Bring up 3rd down and 12.
So far, Porter is 4 out of 14 in passing.
I mean, he's had some receivers. Just hasn't been able to connect. 2 receivers to either side, 3rd and 12 from the 40-yard line. Chandler firing down the near sideline. That is knocked away, incomplete. Boy, good coverage out there by McCubbin, and knocked that away from Ashton Brazeau.
He wasn't too far from the interception. Got turned around partially. Couldn't quite get a good position on it.
So again, Manteno facing 4th and 12, more than likely going to punt it away here, trying to flip field position a little bit. And of course, kicking with that wind would help. So here's the kick. Again with the wind. Callan James catches it back at the 25, makes a move, and that's a pretty good coverage play down there by Manteno. See who gets up off the pile. That's Ashton Brazeau, who ended up making the tackle and did a nice job there. Wilmington will have it 1st and 10 from their own 25 with 6:35 to go in the opening half. We'll see if the Cats go back to just grounding things out here and getting in the end zone. Although, to be honest, it hasn't hurt to pass the ball or anything. There's just been a couple of mistakes here and there.
Yeah.
Penalties and fumbles and things. But as far as being able to still get first downs, they have been. So it looks like Hunter Hayes in there on that fullback spot in this drive. So pitch goes right side across the 25 near the 30. I believe that's Farrell it is. Kyle Farrell will pick up about 6 yards and bring up 2nd and 4 for the Cats.
6 yards, they will bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Cats.
Again, Wilmington just giving you all kinds of different looks tonight.
Yeah, they've passed it around a good bit, haven't they? They've given the responsibility of packing that ball on to a lot of different people.
2nd down and 3. Pitch goes left side. This is Colin James. Breaks it back across the 40, all the way out near the 45-yard line. That'll be a gain of 13 yards and a Wildcats self-storage first down.
Ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, concessions is closed for the night. Once again, unfortunately, concessions is closed for the night, ladies and gentlemen. That's because there will be an equal.
So 1st and 10 from the 44 of Wilmington. 1 receiver to the near side. That's Juster, still out of the double wing here. Handoff comes right side. Farrell across the 45, across midfield, inside the 40 of Manteno. Runs over a defender, spins away from another defender down to the 20.
Wow,
before he's finally shoved to the ground.
Rumbles his way to a Wildcat
a gain of 36 yards, and a Wildcat self-storage first down.
Boy, what a nice job he did running, changing directions just enough to throw his defenders off.
Again, I kind of like this from Wilmington, and Barry just go back to running the football and get everything reestablished again a little bit. So Juster split out to the far side. Out of the double wing again. Ments up under center. 1st and 10 from the 24. Going left to right. Firing a pass to Juster near the end zone. Caught inside and a touchdown for Reed Juster. That'll be a 19-yard touchdown pass. I had my yard markers mixed up. So a 19-yard pass. Ryder Ments to Reed Juster. Beautiful throw from Ryder. And that will make it a 27-0 lead for Wilmington. 4:55 to go in the quarter. Actually, the half, if you want to be really technical.
Nice job. You saw Ryder pass the ball. He threw it to the place where he was going to be before he ever made the turn.
And the kick here from Juster is good, and Wilmington leads it 28-0. 4:55 to go in the half. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
Cats lead at 28-0. 4:55 to go in the half. So Wilmington will get set to kick it away left to right from their own 40-yard line. See who's back deep for Manteno. That will be Ashton Brazeau back at his own 5. Last go around, Juster got it down to around the 10. Of course, kicking into what there is of that breeze tonight. This will be bouncing around at the 15 and finally be covered up at about the 16-yard line. And Panthers will take over there 1st and 10. The problem for Manteno is if they don't get a first down, they could give them all right back to Wilmington again. And the Cats have had no issues moving the ball tonight.
Nope, no problem at all. Well, yeah.
So 1st and 10 from the Panther 16. Again, Manteno working right to left here. With 4:52 to go in the half. 2 receivers to either side. Porter Chandler out of the shotgun with one back to his left. He will keep it himself, and that's not going to go anywhere. Blown up back at the 11-yard line. Wow. Chandler will lose about 5 yards. And Ryan Nelson in on the stop for the Cats. So Nelson will drop him for, again, a 5-yard loss. 2nd down and 15 as the clock rolls down to 4:30 to go here in the half.
And Nelson was on him. He had any more than started around his left side, and he had him right on his neck.
So 2 receivers to either side. Chandler trying to work on the shotgun again. Manteno not necessarily in a big hurry here either. And the jet sweep handoff is fumbled, and I think Wilmington ended up with it. Fumbled by Seven Kyer, and it is Wilmington football. As the Cats will have it inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. And Wilmington will end up first and goal off the Manteno turnover. Well, they tried to run 7 on a jet sweep motion and just not really a clean handoff, it didn't look like. And so now the Cats knocking on the door again. And if you're Manteno, you got to be careful because you might give up 2 more scores before the half. So first and goal from the 9, handoff to the fullback. I think this is Brendan Moran. He runs over a defender and into the end zone. And I mean, he absolutely ran over the top of the defender and didn't even slow him down. It was like a speed bump. And Moran just cruises into the end zone, making it 34-0.
That was amazing. Never even changed the gait of his running. He just went right through him.
So 4:03 to go in the half, and the kick is good, making it a 35-0 Wilmington lead. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wildcats Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcats Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned. Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 9. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011 or check them out at wilmingtonpizzeria.com.
So 35-0 Wilmington, 4:03 to go in the half. As the Cats will get set to kick it off again. Reed Juster left to right here. So again, if Manteno's not careful, they can end up giving the ball back to Wilmington one more time before the half is over. This dropped at the 20, goes backwards to the 10-yard line, and finally covered up there. It was like Ashton Brazeau ended up with the football, and yet again, Manteno backed up deep in their own end. 3:58 to go in the half. Again, be sure to join us on the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate as we take a look at your first half stats, which have clearly been dominated by the Cats. And we'll also take a look at the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. We'll get to all that on the Pro Real Estate halftime show coming up here in just a few minutes. Chandler out of the gun, looks right side, still looking, now rolls that way, fires a pass, that's incomplete. Bounces out near Aiden Dotson at the 20-yard line or so, and it'll bring up second down and 10. So again, 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. Chandler out of the shotgun with Warby to his right. Almost dropped the snap. Now rolls right side, looks downfield, fires a pass, and that is incomplete. Looked like a pretty good throw, actually, but it goes through the hands of Aiden Dotson, who had to get to back to the football and to bring up third down and 10 for Manteno.
Yeah, he did a pretty nice job, really, getting the pass off.
It's a little low, but not too bad.
He was having to roll out to his right to get away from the pressure, which was good for Wilmington.
So trips receivers to the near side. They fire it back. That's dropped, and is that backwards? I'm not sure. They're going to say it's incomplete. Intended for 7 Kyer. And Manteno's going to be forced to punt 4th and 10 from their own 10-yard line.
And once again, they took no time off the clock. They started out with 3:58, and it's still 3:41.
I mean, at some point, if you're Manteno, you're going to have to, I think, run that football. I guess also at some point it'll be a running clock. That's a beautiful kick, by the way. Fair caught out at the 40-yard line, and that's where Wilmington will take over 1st and 10. Is that Eden Dotson doing the punt that time around?
The Wildcats.
Pretty good one. So the Cats will take over 1st and 10 from the 40, and already Wilmington dipping into the second-team offense. They haven't even gotten to the half yet, and the Cats to the second-team offense. So Cade McCubbin out there up under center. I believe Colin James is still in there, though, at one wingback spot. Pitch comes right side inside the 40, 35-30, all the way down near the 28-yard line. And that looks like Drew Walsh, the 5'10", 145-pound senior, will pick up a gain of 12 yards and a Wildcat self-storage first down. Again, for the Cats here tonight, you're going to see a lot of seniors getting some opportunities, some that you don't see a whole lot. As now Colin James will come to the near sideline, and Brandon Stahulik will end up out there. So 1st and 10 from the 28 of Manteno, down to 3:05 to go in the opening half. McCubbin up under center. Pitches it back to Stahulik inside the 25. Brandon down inside the 20 to near the 19. And Brandon will churn out a gain of 8, close to 9 yards. The second down and about 2, so you can give him 8. So everything packed in here. McCubbin up under center. Pitch it right side. This is Walsh inside the 15. Drew inside the 10. All the way down near the 7-yard line. That'll be a gain of 15 yards for Drew Walsh. And a Wildcat self-storage first down.
He's running there like a man with a lot of experience. He follows blockers very, very well.
So 1st and goal from the 7 out of the double wing here. McCubbin up under center, 1:53 to go in the half. Pitch comes to Stahulik inside the 5. Brandon still turning down near the goal line, and is he in?
Stahulik.
I'm not really sure. Everybody's looking around like they don't have any idea what's going on, and still no call. Was there a fumble? Was it a touchdown? Was he down at the 1? Is somebody going to call something? And there's a touchdown for Wilmington. As Brandon Stahulik ends up with a 7-yard touchdown run. And the Cats now lead it 41-0 with 1:29 to go in the half. Boy, it's just been all Wildcats tonight as they go into the second team offense before the half even gets here. And the kick is good by Reed Juster. And Wilmington leads it 42-0 with 1:29 to go in the half. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
So 42-0 is the lead for Wilmington as we get close to the half. 1:29 to go in the first half of play. As a kick here, bounces at the 15. Now picked up by Warby, trying to cut it back over on the near side. He's going to do a lot of running and only gets about 5 yards as Warby took a shot at the 20. And Manteno will have it 1st and 10 from there with 1:19 to go in the half.
He was trying to manufacture a little extra yards by coming around the other side, but he drew 3 Wildcats on him instead of 1.
Well, the Cats sticking with first-team defense here, at least till the half anyway. See what they do coming out of the locker room, but 1st and 10 for Manteno from their own 19-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far. And the handoff comes left side. Warby, it's slung to the ground. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's where they're marking it.
Brendan Moran will stop him for no gain. The clock continues to roll here, under 50 seconds to go in this half, and clearly Manteno wanting to just get to the locker room at this point.
Yeah.
Handoff to Warby, trying to go right side. That's going to go nowhere. Matter of fact, might lose a yard or two. Loss of about a yard to bring up 3rd down and 11 with 28 seconds to go in the half. Barry has already decided that the half is here as he takes off his headset and heads for the locker room. Down to 10 seconds, just making sure that Manteno actually doesn't snap the ball here. Wilmington leaving their defense out there, but I don't think anything's going to happen here. That's down to 2-1, and that'll do it for the first half as the Cats lead it 42-0 over Manteno. And to welcome into the halftime show, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net. We'll check your first half stats, and we'll also have a full look of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. We will do all that and more on the halftime show brought to you by Pro Real Estate in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time home buyers to experienced investors. Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900.
What's up, man? Good to see you're here. Do you want a beer?
No thanks, I don't drink.
Oh, come on, relax. Have some fun. Everyone else is drinking.
We have a lot to do tomorrow and I can't be all hungover from drinking. Yeah, I'm having enough trouble with school and sports and clubs and so much stuff. I don't have time to be worrying about if I got caught drunk.
Come on, man. This will help relax your mind and worries, and you'll have a good time.
Oh, man, cops. Run. We better book it out of here.
I'm so glad we weren't stupid and didn't drink. I know, right?
The Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community is committed and proud to bring programs and resources to help area residents. Our mission is to build a safe, productive, and substance-free community through these programs. The issues and problems that come with alcohol and drug abuse are very real, and the effects can be devastating. If you or anyone you know is in need of help, please call 815-476-1660. Help is only a phone call away.
This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with Sebring Goodman Teen Institute, ONDCP, and SAMHSA.
Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time home buyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
So the Cats lead it 42-0 here at the half. Brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net and also at 815-476-7916. Big thank you to Pro Real Estate for sponsoring the halftime show. Also a big thank you to Distant Hayes for all the intro music throughout the year. We do appreciate them and giving us their library to kind of go through and provide intro and sometimes outro music for that matter. So our first half stats, let's start here with the Manteno Panthers, and there's not a lot to go through for Manteno. Running the football, Nolan Warby, 6 carries for 14 yards. Porter Chandler had 2 carries for 8 yards. And so 8 rushing attempts for 22 yards for Manteno in that first half. Through the air, Porter Chandler was 4 of 17 for 26 yards. Nolan Warby caught 1 pass for 1 yard. Seven Kyer, 1 reception for 5 yards. Aiden Dotson, 1 reception for 17 yards. And Christopher Arsenault, 1 reception for 3 yards. He also had 1 fumble as well. 26 yards through the air, 22 on the ground. 48 yards of offense for Manteno in the first half. For Wilmington, rushing the football, Ryder Mentz had 1 carry for -8 yards. Of course, that was really a sack, but it still counts as rushing yardage. Drew Walsh, 2 rushing attempts for 27 yards. Kyle Farrell ran the ball 9 times for 119 yards and a touchdown. Calvin James, 7 carries for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brandon Stahulik, 2 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown. Brendan Moran had 3 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Hayes, 3 carries for 13 yards. On the ground, Wilmington 27 rushing attempts, 272 yards, along with 5 touchdowns. Through the air, Ryder Mentz was 3 of 6 for 37 yards and a touchdown. Reed Juster, 2 receptions for 32 yards and a touchdown. Brendan Moran, 1 reception for 5 yards. He put everything together. 309 yards of offense for Wilmington. They outgained Manteno 309 to 48 in the first half, and quite frankly, it's about that lopsided in every possible scenario.
Yeah, it was totally that way. Wilmington has really come in tonight tuning themselves up for a run at the playoffs, and we'll see what they do the second half. I'm guessing they're going to have, well, they've already got the second string offensive unit in. Defense is probably going to do the same thing in the second half, so keep everybody well and healthy and see if we can finish this up.
That is very true. The Cats lead it 42-0 over Manteno here at the half. When we come back, we'll get to a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred and Associates. Take a look at not only the ICE conference, but also everything throughout the state, including everything in 2A as well. Cats lead at 42-0 at the break, brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net and also at 815-476-7916. Back with more in just a moment.
Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair. Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770.
Hey, Billy, where do you think you're going with that beer?
What's the big deal? He is at home.
Nice, Bob. Real nice.
Look, they're practically grown. They're juniors and seniors now, and they're here for the day. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that may be true for yours, but you can't let the others drink.
In Illinois, the social host law holds adults accountable for underage drinking.
If a minor who was drinking at your house injures or kills someone, you are guilty of a Class 4 felony. You get fined. You go to jail.
So, being the host, aka the adult, letting high schoolers drink is illegal.
Be their guide, don't provide. If you or someone you know abuses alcohol or drugs, please call 815-476-1660. Help is only a phone call away. This ad is brought to you by the Wilmington Coalition for a Healthy Community in partnership with ONDCP and SAMHSA.
When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred and Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred and Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred and Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred and Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred and Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today.
So Wilmington leads at 42-0 over Manteno at the half. Brought to you by Pro Real Estate at pro-homes.net and also at 815-476-7916. Wilmington has had no issues at all tonight with Manteno. Matter of fact, they had to even go to the second team offense before he even got to the half.
Well, they just kept getting the ball back, Wilmington did, and kept driving it home. They had, I tell you, 6 possessions, 5 touchdowns, and 1 fumble. That's pretty well controlling it. In fact, I think there might have been a 7th possession and 6 touchdowns.
All right, we're going to have a check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates. Just going to kind of run through a bunch of scores here as we there we go. All right, I'll figure it out. Stick with us here for just a second as I try to go through a little bit of, I guess you would call this technical difficulty. All right, from the Illinois Central 8 Conference, ICE scores. Reed Custer leads Herscher tonight 38-0 in the first quarter. Or second quarter, sorry. But still 38-0 no matter how you look at it. Coal City leads Streeter 35-8. That game is at the half. Piatone leads Lyle 7-6 in the second quarter. And that is a big one tonight because if Lyle can get a win, they would become playoff eligible. And quite frankly, Wilmington really needs them to get a win because they played Lyle twice. So the playoff points would double, or they get 2 extra playoff points if Lyle can up doing that.
That is true.
In any case, let's go into the top 10 scores. Decatur St. Teresa 20-0 lead over Warrenburg Latham. That's in the first quarter. Maroa Forsyth leads Athens 28-14. That game is at the half. Rockridge up over Orion 28-12. That game is also at the half. Johnston City leads Christopher Ziegler Royalton 49-0. That game is at the half. Pana 7-7 tie with Carlinville in the third quarter. It's North Mac 20-0 over Staunton Bunker Hill. That game at the half. Nashville leads Frankfurt 28-7. That game also in the second quarter. Other games throughout the area tonight. Lockport leads Andrew 14-7 at the half. It's Riverside Brookfield 20-0 over Bishop McNamara in the second quarter. Bolingbrook leads Stagg 42-6 at the half. Seneca blowing out Dwight tonight 41-0. That game in the third quarter. Final from earlier, Bremen 44-14 over Oak Lawn. In the third quarter, it's Brother Rice 10-7 over Marist. Good solid game there. Crete Moni leads Kankakee 25-14. That game in the fourth quarter. That'd be a little bit of an upset. Kankakee at 7-1 and trying to do some damage later on. Of course, Crete Moni not bad themselves at 6-2, but Crete Moni up by 11 there. Final from yesterday, Hinsdale South 42-14 over Addison Trail. St. Francis leads IC Catholic tonight 14-6. That game in the second quarter. Plainfield Central 20-0 over Joliet Central at the half. It's Plainfield South 21-14 over Joliet West in the second quarter. Canelan leads LaSalle Peru 7-0. That game at the half, so a low-scoring event there. Another final, Lamont 49-6 over Thornton Fractional South. It was Sandburg 21-6 over Lincoln Way Central. That game in the second quarter. Homewood Flossmoor leads Lincoln Way West 28-21 in the second quarter. And final from yesterday, Willowbrook 45-13 over Morton. In the second quarter, St. Rita leads Niles Notre Dame 14-0. Ottawa 20-3 over Woodstock. That game at the half. Johnsburg leads Harvard 42-6 in the third quarter. Downers Grove South 30-12 over Leiden. That was a final from yesterday. St. Charles North 10-7 over Batavia at the half. Richmond Burton 28-6 over Rochelle. That game also at the half. Final from yesterday, DeKalb defeated Wabanzi Valley 28-3. Here's an interesting score for you. Sycamore leads Morris 21-0. Holy smokes. So the Redskins having some issues tonight. Palatine 21-0 over Hoffman Estates in the second quarter. South Elgin 41-0 over Streamwood. That game was at the half. Nazareth 7-0 over Bennett in the second. It's Marion Catholic 7-0 over Carmel in the second. Fenwick leads St. Ignatius 8-6 in the second. We got a lot of low-scoring games tonight. Glenbar North 7-3 over Wheaton Warrenville South in the third quarter. New Trier 14-7 over Maine South in the second at the half. Is that right? Yorkville and Oswego tied at 0 at the half? Holy cow. What is going on tonight? I really forgot how to play offense or what? Glenbard East 41-0 over Bartlett in the second quarter. Geneva 14-7 over Lake Park at the half. It's Warren Township 42-0 over Zion Benton. That game also at the half. In the second quarter, Evanston 6-0 over Glenbrook South. Elk Grove 34-6 over Wheeling in the third quarter. Lake Zurich 21-0 over Waukegan at the half. It's Moments trailing Clifton Central 13-7 at the half. Prospect 29-3 over Rolling Meadows. That game in the second quarter. Wheaton North 29-7 over St. Charles East at the half. And St. Edward 52-0 over Elmwood Park. Let's see if I can. Is that everything here? I just want to make sure. I think it is. Let me go back to the conference scores one more time. Reed Custer leads Herscher now 46-0 in the second quarter. In the second quarter, 46-0. Coal City 35-8 over Streeter. That's at the half. And Piatone leads Lyle 7-6. That game in the second quarter. All right, we'll keep an eye on all those scores here tonight. Of course, the big one that we want to really keep an eye on is Lyle and Piatone. So if we get a change there, we will let you know. But as of now, Wilmington cruising through this one tonight. They lead at 42-0 over Manteno. We'll take a timeout, come back with the start of your second half in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wildcats Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcats Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned. Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 9. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011 or check them out at wilmingtonpizzeria.com.
Start of the third quarter. Manteno will get set to kick it off here. As Wilmington with even some different guys on the kickoff team here. Drew Walsh and also back deep was Joel Greenidge. And a little bit of a short kick here taken across the 35 to near the 38. And that's where Wilmington will start first and 10. We will get a look at a bunch of different people here in the second half as that clock is going to run. And it's probably not going to stop running, at least for a while. So this could be a relatively quick second half of football.
Wow.
Might be really quick. So McCubbin back out there. We'll start the Cats up first and 10 from the 39, working left to right here on senior night, last regular season game for the Cats here in 2022. It looks like Joel Greenidge is at fullback. Handoff goes right side, trying to see who that actually ended up being, out across the 40 to the 44. I believe that's Walsh. So Drew will pick up 5, almost 6 yards. We'll bring up second down and 5. So the clock continues to roll here. The Cats, of course, going to take every second off that clock that they can. Everything packed in here out of the double wing. Ken Greenidge at fullback. Drew Walsh to the far side. And Stahulik to the near side. It looks like Brandon will try to cut it across the 45 out near the 47-yard line. And Stahulik will pick up about 3 yards. And well, I guess we'll give him right at 3. I'll bring up third down and 2.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Stahulik that's his third carry tonight, so Brandon is getting a little experience.
So down under 10 minutes to go in the third quarter as we come in to bring everybody back up to the line. Tonight it's more about us scoreboard watching some other games than it is about how entertaining this one is. So 3rd down and 2. McCubbin under center. Handoff right side. I believe this is Walsh again across midfield down near the 47. He's going to pick up about 6 more, and it will bring up a Wildcat self-storage first down. As it continues to roll here. The Cats trying to churn up a lot of yardage here, as well as some clock running. Again, be sure to join us tomorrow night, 7:45 for the playoff pairing show. Jeff and Dennis will carry you through all of the pairings tomorrow night and all the insanity that happens.
They're always entertaining
during that whole thing. So McCubbin up under center, 1st and 10 from the 47. Pitch comes back, and Walsh breaking tackles inside the 35, still going all the way down near the 30-yard line.
Walsh picks up another Wildcat first down.
A gain of 18 yards, well, I guess 17 technically when they move it back a little bit here, and a Wildcat self-storage first down down to the 30-yard line in Manteno.
Nice, strong running down through the middle like that. He has a good way of running through tackles.
Well, that he does, and not the biggest guy on the planet, 5'10", 145.
Yeah, he's relatively small, actually. Run a lot of power, though.
So down to the 30-yard line, on the doubling again. Stuhulik left side. He has nowhere to go, and he's stacked up and loses a couple of yards. But good pursuit back there by Nolan Warby. Bring up 2nd down and 12. One of those few nights that the Wilmington coaching staff from upstairs gets to go down on the sideline early.
Huh.
So 2nd down and 12. All at the 32-yard line here, moving left to right. Everything packed in again. So McCubbin up under center. Looking in to the end zone. Clock running down. And I believe that ball was dropped off the near side. As Walsh will get back on top of it. It will bring up 3rd down and 11 after a gain of about a yard. Now down under 7 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. I'd like to see Joel get a carry or 2 out of that fullback spot. Might be kind of interesting.
Well, maybe he will.
I kind of think well, let's see here. Everything packed in again. 3rd down and 11. Handoff goes right side. This is Walsh again trying to get down to about the 25, maybe the 26. A gain of 6 yards. And 4th down and a long 5, almost 6 yards. Wilmington will go ahead and just run it again and see if they can pick up a first down. I will tell you this much. They managed to use up half of the 3rd quarter already. So 4th down and 6. And off the right side, this is Walsh trying to shove everything close. I don't think he's going to get the first down. He got 5 yards, but it looks like just short of what would end up being a first down. It will be Manteno football as they turn the Cats over on downs. So again, that clock will continue to run. Well, an interesting little turn of events here. Lyle leads Piatone 12-7.
Oh.
So the Lions trying to get a win over Piatone tonight. That would get Lyle into the playoffs. Piatone would already be in the playoffs, I do believe. They have to have a truckload of playoff points. I mean, just between Reed Custer and Wilmington alone, they would end up with 17. Chandler looking down the middle of the field, fires deep. That is incomplete, goes right through Joel Greenidge's hands. at the 40-yard line of Manteno. Double coverage back there, and once again a pass that probably should have been picked off. And the clock will continue to roll.
He has been fortunate tonight. Several passes that really should have been picked off were not. So left him available to fight again.
Well, no matter what, Wilmington will host a first-round playoff game next week at 8-1. Just a matter of when it'll be. Two receivers to either side. Chandler fires far side, incomplete over the head of Ashton Brazeau. And that will bring up 3rd down and 10 for Manteno. The one positive thing about all this is that no matter if it's an incomplete pass or whatever, the clock just rolls anyway.
Yeah, down 352, 351, 350. Just keeps right on going. And you won't find Manteno complaining about that either.
No.
They want that over just as quickly as Wilmington does.
Yeah, it's time to wrap this whole thing up. So the clock continues to roll. 3rd down and 10 for Manteno. And Chandler fires far side. That pass is caught, but then Brazeau shoved out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 5. And 4th down and 5 upcoming here for Manteno, just across the 25 to near the 26-yard line. So Chandler out of the shotgun here. 2 receivers to either side. Porter will take the snap, looking left side. Now firing down the near sideline and over the head of the intended receiver, 7 Kyer. And that will turn it over on downs back to Wilmington at the Manteno 26-yard line.
That's kind of a hard pass to complete. That's a long way to throw a ball.
Yeah, and there's double coverage out there. There really wasn't much for him to go to. Well, the Cats with excellent field position here as the clock continues to roll down to 2:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, as McCubbin will bring everybody up to the line of scrimmage here. 1st and 10 for the Cats from the 26 of Manteno. McCubbin hands it off to Greenidge up the middle. I told you Joel's going to get a carry, and he's going to go to the end zone. Joel Greenidge is going to cruise into the end zone. A 26-yard touchdown run. My goodness. Joel's showing some burst.
What number is he?
He is 33. He might not even be on that list. I don't even think he is on the original backs list. So Greenidge with a 26-yard touchdown run, making it 48-0 with 1:49 to go here in the 3rd.
Well, he's not only got a carry, got 26 yards and a touchdown.
Well, now Swisher back out there to kick. The Cats have tried a number of people this year. Speaking of Joel, he's kicked extra points at one point. Swisher did a great job last week, and he's going to kick it again, and this one is good. So the Cats will lead it 49-0 with 1:49 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break, back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Quigley Technology Services is your local source for computer help. They have built numerous websites, including ours, here at the Christian Internet Sports Network. Quigley Technology Services also specializes in virus removal, so your computer will get back to full speed now. And you can trust them for first-class computer repair, including free local pickup and delivery, plus on-site service, including after hours. Contact Quigley Technology Services at 815-293-7844 or stop by at quigtech.com. That's QUIG tech.com. If you're looking for more information on Wilmington Wildcats football, then check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's. Each week, Coach Reentz goes over game film, takes questions from the audience, and presents the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week awards. Plus, you'll get to hang out with other Wildcat fans and get the inside scoop on next week's game. So be sure to check out the Catbackers every Wednesday at 7 at Tuffy's.
49-0 is the lead for Wilmington. 1:49 to go here in the third quarter. Kick from Swisher. Yeah, might end up going on up. Nope, it took a right turn back down to the 10-yard line on the ground. Out across the 20 to the 22. Ball came free, but it looks like Tyson Clody will get on top of that for Manteno. And the Panthers will head back out there. Minute 30 and counting here in the third quarter. The Cats have had absolutely no issues here tonight as they lead it big. We'll continue to keep an eye on the scores from around the area. Last time we heard, Lyle was up on Peatone, but I was listening to some talk in the press box here, and it seems like Peatone about ready to score in that one. So we'll see if Lyle can hang on to a lead or not. Swing pass over on the near side. That's caught by Seven Kyer trying to get around the corner. He'll get out near the 25-yard line.
Nice tackle.
As he'll pick up about 3. It's not made by Stahulik. So he'll bring up second down and a long 6, almost 7 from the 25-yard line of Manteno. Again, they're working right to left here. Under 40 seconds to go in the third. So 2 receivers to the far side, 1 back to the near. Chandler out of the gun here, going to hand it off. That got blown out, a fumble, and Wilmington's going to get it back again. Knocked out of the hands of Warby, and the Cats do end up with the football. Trying to see who ended up with that. It is Sal Lozano, the 6'4", 273-pound senior with the fumble recovery for the Cats. And that will do it for the third quarter. Wilmington leads it 49-0. We'll take a break, come back with the fourth quarter in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Teresa's Family Styling Salon in Wilmington is an all-ages salon that will style your hair for that special look. They offer cuts, perms, and coloring for any fashion. They also carry Paul Mitchell and Brocato products. Teresa's Family Styling Salon is located in the Southgate Plaza in Wilmington, and you can call for an appointment at 815-476-1955. That's 815-476-1955. Pro Real Estate is a family-owned business established in 1983. Its staff and sales agents work in all areas of real estate sales, from first-time homebuyers to experienced investors. Located at 506 South Water Street in Wilmington, clients are welcome to stop by to discuss their real estate needs or visit our website at pro-homes.net. For a private consultation, contact us at 815-476-7916.
Start of the fourth quarter, Wilmington leading at 49-0 here over Manteno. Again, it'll be a running clock for the rest of this one tonight. So it looks like Walsh and Stahulik still out there off the left side. Actually, I'm not really sure who that is, come to think of it. I think it might be Brandon. It is. Stahulik will pick up about 2 yards, bring up second down and 8. Again, the Cats giving their seniors tonight a chance to carry the ball quite a bit more. Normally you would see a lot of different guys kind of be shuttled around there at that wingback spot, but Coach Reintz and Barry and the rest of the coaching staff wanting to give the seniors as much work as they can possibly have tonight, because it is the last regular season home game of their careers. Second down and 8 from the 20-yard line. Off the right side, Walsh, big hole inside the 15, inside the 10. Drew still carrying people down inside the 5 to the 3, and might have gotten to the 2 before it's all said and done. That is a gain of 20 yards for Drew Walsh, And a Wildcat self-storage first down. It'll be first and goal just outside the 2. The clock will continue to roll here. McCubbin bringing in the play from the sideline.
Walsh has 60 to 61 yards in this half.
So McCubbin under center, hands it off right side. This is a touchdown for Wilmington. As the Cats will tack on another touchdown. Drew Walsh ends up with another score. And Wilmington now leads it 55-0.
You realize 7 different people scored touchdowns tonight?
There have been a lot.
Colin has 2 himself.
But Drew Walsh has had himself a solid night rushing the football, I'll tell you that much.
He sure has.
So
it's about 72 yards or so.
So Swisher on to attempt the extra point. And this kick is good. And Wilmington will lead it 56-0 with 10:15 to go in the game. Back with more Cats football in a moment on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Breezer Construction Company is a proud supporter of Wilmington Wildcats football on the Christian Internet Sports Network. For over 40 years, Breezer Construction Company has led the way in providing quality construction to the industrial, utility, and pipeline industries. For more information on Breezer Construction Company, go to breezerconstruction.com. That's breezerconstruction.com. Or call 815-521-0900. Warren's Collision Center is now at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. They accept all insurance companies, and as always, customer service is their top priority. Contact Warren's Collision at 815-458-3300, stop by online at warrenscollision.com, or visit in person at 860 Easy Street in Braidwood. Warren's Collision Center is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Warren's Collision Center, where they care beyond the repair.
So once again, Wilmington will get sent to kicking off, leading it 56-0. This kick will come down to the 10-yard line, across the 20, 25. Getting room on the far side is Brazeau, trying to go up the sideline. Out across the 40 to near the 41. And Manteno will start there first and 10. And the Cats have continued to kind of go through a bunch of different people here defensively, and they will do that yet again. So once again, we'll have the playoff pairing show for you tomorrow night, 7:45, as Jeff and Dennis and a bunch of other people will be in charge of that one. So first and 10 for Manteno from the 41, working left to right here. Again, a couple of receivers to either side. Chandler will be out of the shotgun with Warby to his right. Chandler pump fakes, now throws far side. That caught. And across the 45 to near the 47, Ashton Brazeau on the gain of 5 yards. Under 9 minutes to go in the game. Of course, this one was decided a long time ago. And Wilmington has been playing with the second team offense since the second quarter. Trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Rolling right side, Chandler looking downfield, fires a pass that's caught by Brazeau inside the Wilmington 45, down to the 40. Brazeau down to the 37. A gain of 18 yards in a Manteno first down. The Panthers trying to get a score before the end of this one. The 37 of Wilmington here. That's been their most effective play tonight, by the way, has been that little pass play off to Brazeau.
Yeah. He got 29 yards so far tonight.
Under 8 minutes to go in the game. Again, trips to the far side, one back to the near. Chandler out of the shotgun will hand it off up the middle. And a decent chunk of yards there. Swisher ends up making a stop. And that carry by Warby gets 4 yards, bring up second down and 6. Now in under 7:30 to go in the game. 2 receivers to either side. Again, Chandler out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, looks left side. Now fires a pass. That was dangerous, but still complete. Now to about the 26-yard line. 7 Kyer on the reception. He'll pick up 6 yards. And another Manteno first down.
Ooh.
Clock rolling down under 7 minutes to go now.
Who was that?
7 Kyer, who, ironically enough, is actually number 7.
7. That's so crazy.
So trips receivers to the near side, one to the far. Chandler out of the shotgun here. Takes the snap, getting pressure up the middle, fires. That is tipped and almost intercepted. Down around the 15-yard line or so. A bunch of people back out in coverage for Wilmington. And it will bring up second down and 10. Again, about the only excitement left in this game is if Wilmington will give up any points or not. Everything else is gone by the wayside a long time ago. So again, trips to the near side, one to the far. Chandler out of the gun. Clock rolling down under 6 minutes now. Fires over the middle. That's incomplete and through behind the intended receiver. And now third down and 10. Trying to hit Brazeau. So trips to the near side, one to the far. Chandler working out of the gun again. They've been exclusive from that particular set tonight. Chandler firing into the end zone down the far sideline. That is picked off! Picked off in the end zone, out across the 20, and clear back out to the 25-yard line. So the Cats picked that off. Joel Greenidge on the interception. I'm going to tell you what, that kid has done everything. He's done kickoffs. He's done field goals. He's played special teams. He's gotten a touchdown run as a fullback. Now he picks off a pass. And the Cats will have it 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Be interesting here. Barry went out and said something to the officials, so I don't know if he's wanting to know if they can take knees and get out of here or what. I'm not 100% sure. So 1st and 10 for Wilmington, going right to left here. Clock rolling down. And the Cats are just going to take a knee, and there's still a long time to go before this game is over as far as taking knees are concerned. Down under 4 minutes, and we'll make it 2nd down and 11, almost 12.
They put the clock back up. The game clock start over again, or the possession clock. Looks like Manteno's bringing in a few guys.
Yeah, just kind of showing some guys that are off here. It really doesn't make any difference. I mean, you could have 15 guys out there, and the officials aren't going to throw a flag now. So take another knee. So under 3 minutes to go, the Cats will take one more knee, and I guess technically 2 more knees, and probably get this down under 2 minutes. And I don't even know what's
call timeout
happening now. I guess they'll just take a penalty. And yeah, for Wilmington, you really don't have to do a whole lot here. I mean, if they start, the clock keeps rolling, the Cats don't really have to snap the ball again because they can just keep loading up on the delay of game penalties, and this thing will be in the books. So the Cats will end up winning this thing 56-0. I can't imagine anybody's going to actually snap the ball here, but I've seen stranger things. Well, maybe if you get to 4th down, I guess you could just keep getting penalties. So take a knee yet again. This clock will roll, and then really honestly, Wilmington will just let the entire thing run off because you can have penalties and all that good stuff. Stick around for the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center over there in Braidwood, where they care beyond the repair. So we'll have a full check of tonight's stats. We'll also have one more look at the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Allred Associates. And we'll talk to Coach Raines as well and get his thoughts on what things will look like rolling into the playoffs. The Cats will be 8-1 and have a pretty good seed here going into the 2A playoffs. I think there'll be 4 undefeated teams in front of them, so there'll be a 4 or 5 seed somewhere down the line here. So the Cats will take another delay of game penalty, and they'll back things up. And I guess Wilmington will probably have to take one more delay of game penalty for this thing to be officially over. You know, that'll be a lot of penalty yardage for the Cats before this is said and done. It's starting to rack up here tonight. I wonder what the record is for delay of games, by the way. Maybe we broke that one tonight. So down to 25 seconds in the clock, and I think they just went ahead and let this thing in. So the Cats will win it 56-0 over Manteno tonight on senior night for the Cats. That will make Wilmington 8-1 going into the playoffs. And that will also end Manteno's season at 2-7. So welcome into the postgame show brought to you by Warren's Collision Center. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to all the affirmation things. And we'll check your final stats, check the scoreboard, talk to Coach Raines as well. Back in just a moment here on the Christian Internet Sports Network.
Wilmington Pharmacy proudly accepts all insurance plans and can easily transfer your prescriptions. They also offer delivery and a drive-through window. Wilmington Pharmacy is open 9 to 7 Monday through Friday and 9 to 4 on Saturday. Stop by at 600 West Baltimore Street in Wilmington or call Wilmington Pharmacy at 815-926-1770. That's 815-926-1770. When you need the very best representation on your side, the attorneys and staff at Odekirk Allred & Associates are here to help with extensive professional experience in cases involving criminal defense, divorce, custody, personal injury, residential real estate, and driver's license reinstatement. Odekirk Allred & Associates and its diverse team is prepared to commit personalized attention and aggressive representation to achieve positive outcomes for your most stressful legal issues. Odekirk Allred & Associates has a team of highly skilled attorneys from the area, including Wilmington locals. Odekirk Allred & Associates takes pride in its communication skills and unmatched reputation for success. Contact Odekirk Allred & Associates at 815-740-1700 or stop by their new office location in Wilmington at 1095 South Water Street for your free consultation today. Wildcats Self-Storage is a facility providing clean, convenient, and well-maintained storage units. They provide great customer service with competitive rates, and they also have online bookings and payments for your convenience. Wildcats Self-Storage is at 131 School Street in Wilmington, online at wildcatsst.com, and by phone at 815-768-0681. Wildcat Self-Storage is proud to be locally owned. Wilmington Pizzeria is located at 205 East Baltimore Street in Wilmington. They have pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and a full selection of family meal deals. They offer pickup and delivery too. Wilmington Pizzeria is open Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 9. Call Wilmington Pizzeria at 815-476-7011 or check them out at wilmingtonpizzeria.com.
So the Cats win it tonight 56-0 over Manteno. As we welcome you into the Warren's Collision Center post-game show. 815-458-3300 for Warren's Collision Center over there in Braidwood. First and foremost, final totals tonight for the Manteno Panthers. Rushing the football, Nolan Warby, 8 rushing attempts for 20 yards. Porter Chandler, 2 carries for 8 yards tonight. And 7 Kyer, 1 carry for 0 yards, I guess. 11 rushing attempts, 36 yards on the night for the Manteno Panthers. Through the air, Porter Chandler was 9 of 28 for 63 yards and an interception. Nolan Warby with 1 reception for 1 yard. Ashton Brazeau, 3 receptions for 29 yards. 7 Kyer had 2 receptions for 8 yards. Aiden Dotson, 2 receptions for 23 yards, and Arsenault, 1 reception for 3 yards. 63 yards through the air, 36 on the ground, 99 yards of total offense for Manteno here tonight. Wilmington rushing the football. Ryder Mentz, 1 carry for -8 yards. That was a sack, actually. Drew Walsh, 10 rushing attempts. What number is that? 90 yards? 91 yards? I'll let you take a look at that. In any case, Drew Walsh had a ton of carries and actually had a decent amount of yards. It might actually be 91 yards and a touchdown. Kyle Farrell, 9 rushing attempts for 119 yards and a touchdown. Colin James, 7 carries for 91 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brandon Stahulik, 5 carries for 23 yards and a touchdown. Hunter Hayes, 3 carries for 13 yards. Brendan Moran, 3 carries for 15 yards and a touchdown. And Joel Greenidge, 1 carry for 26 yards and a touchdown. 39 rushing attempts, 369 yards rushing, and 7 rushing touchdowns here tonight. Through the air, Ryder Mentz was 3 of 6 for 37 yards. Reed Juster, a couple of receptions for 32 yards and a touchdown. Brendan Moran, 1 reception for 5 yards. Put it all together, 405 yards of offense tonight as they outgain Manteno 405-99, and Wilmington will win it 56-0. All right, let's go ahead and have a check of the IHSA football scoreboard. Brought to you by Odekirk, Allred, and Associates, as we have a whole bunch of stuff going on throughout the state and the area tonight. First off, the Illinois Central 8, the ice scores. Reed Custer absolutely demolishing Herscher tonight. It is 58-0, Reed Custer in the third quarter. Coal City blowing out Streeter 41-14 in the fourth quarter, and in the game everyone's kind of keeping an eye on, Piatone 13-12 over Lyle. That game is now in the fourth quarter. We're going to keep an eye on that as well. See if we can get an update on that game before the night's over, but Piatone does leave Lyle 13-12. 2A scores, number 1 St. Teresa 53-6 over Warrenburg Latham tonight. Maroa Forsyth gets a win, but not by much, 38-36 over Athens. It was Bismarck Henning 43-13 over Hoopston Armstrong. That game in the fourth quarter. Rockridge leads Orion 42-18 in the fourth quarter. Also, Tri-Valley loses to El Paso Gridley tonight, 30-22. As that score just coming across the board. Johnston City 65-0, the final over Christopher Ziegler Royalton. Pena defeats Carlinville 21-7. North Mac leads Staunton Bunker Hill 26-0 in the fourth. Number 10 Nashville 48-14 over Frankfort. That game also in the fourth quarter. All right, other scores from around the area in overtime. Lockport and Andrew are tied up at 14, so that's an interesting one going on. Also, Riverside Brookfield leads Bishop Mac 42-7. That game in the third quarter. Finals, Bolingbrook 63-6 over Stagg. Seneca 48-0 over Dwight. Bremen 44-14 over Oak Lawn. Crete Moni does outlast Kankakee tonight. Knocks off the K's 25-22 is the final there. Hinsdale South 42-14 over Addison Trail. Lamont 49-6 over Thornton Fractional South. Other finals as well. Vernon Hills 47-0 over Maine East. Willowbrook 45-33 over Morton. Downers Grove 30-20 over Leiden. Johnsburg defeats Harvard 48-12. DeKalb 28-3 over Wabanzi Valley. South Elgin 48-6 over Streamwood. And Wheaton North 36-20 over St. Charles East. Now, other scores from around the suburbs. IC Catholic Trail St. Francis, that's 14-12 in the third. St. Francis undefeated, and IC with one loss, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Joliet Catholic 24-7 over Martini Catholic in the third. Plainfield Central 20-0 over Joliet Central at the half. Plainfield South 21-20 over Joliet West. By the way, if Joliet West could win that game, they could potentially become playoff eligible. And some of those Joliet teams, that's been a struggle as of late. So we'll keep an eye on that too. Plainfield East 38-14 over Romeoville in the fourth quarter. Canelan 28-0 over South Peru in the third. Lincoln Way Central down to Sandburg 21-6 in the second. And Lincoln Way West trails Homewood Flossmoor 35-28 in the third. See if we have anything else. Richmond Burton, by the way, up on Rochelle 34-20. That's in the third quarter. Sycamore having no issues with Morris tonight. It's 28-0 in the fourth quarter. And seeing if we had anything else here. Yorkville leads Oswego 7-0 in the third quarter. That's an interesting battle up that way.
Yeah.
Clifton Central trails Moments 14-13 in the third. And Marengo leads Plano 17-7 in the third quarter. And the reason why that is important, because a win for Marengo gets them in the playoffs at 5-4. And quite frankly, I would like to see that.
I would too.
I have a lot of respect for Marengo and particularly their quarterback. They really gave Wilmington a battle in week one, and that they could not have been nicer making that trip to Marengo last year. I would be 100% in favor of going back there next year if everything happens to work out. So hopefully Marengo can hang on there, but they lead Plano 17-7 that game in the third quarter. So again, back to the Ice Conference. Reed Custer 58-7 over Herscher in the third. Coal City 41-14 over Streeter in the fourth quarter. And Piatone leads Lyle 13-12 that game in the fourth quarter. So before we get out of here, we'll keep an eye on some of this other stuff. By the way, another score or two just coming across the board. Lincoln Way East and Bradley Bourbonnais tied at 14 in the second quarter. Interesting matchup there. Lincoln Way East is an 8-0 team. And Bradley Bourbonnais at 5-3, and you say, well, that's probably a little bit of an upset at 14-14. Bradley Bourbonnais is a lot better than that 5-3 record indicates, and they're giving Lincoln Way East all they can handle tonight. And as I said, we will take one more rundown as we kind of get through things here tonight.
And Drew Walsh, it's 90 even.
90 yards even for Drew Walsh. Okay. All right, so that's a full check of the IHSA football scoreboard brought to you by Odekirk Alden Associates. We will come back to that before we completely close out tonight and check a few things and just see kind of where we're at, because there are a couple of big games going on throughout the area, particularly that Piatone-Lyle game would have potential playoff impact, and we'll keep an eye on that one here tonight. We are about ready to talk to the head coach of the Wildcats. He's up here in the booth, but everybody kind of keeping an eye on some scores and stuff, so he's taking a look at some of that before he joins us. By the way, tomorrow night, 7:45, back here on the network. Jeff and Dennis will be along with a host of guests for the IHSA Playoff Pairing Show. So be sure to stick around for that tomorrow night, 7:45. And then no matter what happens next week. Lyle just scored? Wow. Okay, so Lyle just takes the lead on Peatone. My goodness, would that be something? Because Lyle would end up being playoff bound. That also helps Wilmington with playoff points. So interesting how that all comes together tonight. Joined here on the postgame show, brought to you by Ward's Collision Center, by the head coach of the Wildcats, Mr. Jeff Reitz. And, you know, Coach, tonight you talked about the other night wanting to get out fast and kind of get where you were with Streeter, and you did that. And you got the great thing about tonight was those senior guys. They got to play a whole bunch in that second half.
I'm so happy. I mean, we had, you know, the kids that scored at the end, Walshy, Brandon, Stahulik, and then Joel scores at the end. So happy for those guys, and to see the reaction of all of our guys was great. But, no, hey, overall, really good game. Defensively, right at first, we were over-pursuing a lot. And so we had to put the brakes on a little bit. But I know Manteno had a lot of injuries tonight, too. And so they're behind the 8 ball a little bit tonight. And I thought their kids played hard all night long. And but, no, defensively, we were able to get into some 3rd and 4th and long. And then our running game was really good. And really good to see Ryder connect with Juster there for a touchdown. And we threw some passes tonight. But, you know, we are injury-free. We've got a lot of kids, a lot of time tonight. We're healed up, and here we go. And we're going to find out tomorrow night where we're at. But tonight is a celebration of our seniors, a team that won 2 games as freshmen, and then as juniors won a state title. And here we are, 8-1 their senior year. And so I'm really pleased, and a lot of credit goes to our staff, too, for that.
I will say I enjoy these kind of games from the offensive side of things because I feel like Barry has a little bit more that he can try.
Right.
And you saw a few different pass plays tonight. The fullback got a little bit more involved, and just some different looks for going ahead, which I always kind of enjoy.
Yeah, and you know, it gives us a little more confidence in what we can and can't run when these games are coming up here. I thought Moran did a nice job at fullback tonight. And so we got a nice little 1-2 punch with Hayes and Moran right now. And then they get a little break, you know, so when they go in on defense, you know, they're rested and ready to go. And so that's, you know, we're trying to get as many kids on the field as we can. Real happy with special teams play tonight, too. I thought our kids did a nice job of that. And so overall, real good game. I can't believe it's week 9 and it's over. And this is crazy how fast that went. And
real quick.
I swear it was yesterday. We were just talking about, boy, that Marengo quarterback's really good. Yeah, boy, oh boy. And here we are, week 9. And so real happy to be 8-1. And hopefully we can be home a little bit in the playoffs.
Yeah, and the crazy thing tonight, I mean, everybody kind of keeping an eye on Lyle and Peatone. I know that's going back and forth there, which would be a help playoff point wise if Lyle can get a win there. Marengo trying to get in tonight. I think they were leading Plano a while ago, so just
that would help.
Yep,
seeing all that stuff helps.
And now, of course, you get that whole roll into tomorrow and kind of see where you are, and everybody takes a guess midway point tomorrow. Is like, I think this is going to happen, and then no one ever actually knows.
No, I agree, and. But it's exciting, and it never gets old. It's a little nerve-wracking. There's no doubt about that. But you know, like I said, you have to enjoy the next 12. Well, you got to enjoy the next 18 hours because after that,
it's a blur.
It's a blur. It's a blur from that time on, and. But real happy for our kids and we're happy for our staff again, and nice to be at home.
Yes.
Boy, it was nice to be at home.
And warm at the end of October. When does that happen?
And so a lot of smiles in that locker room tonight, so I'm real happy for our kids.
Well, Coach, congratulations on this win, and good luck with wherever things fall tomorrow. I'm sure we'll be talking anyway.
Yeah, we will, and I'll be in touch with you guys tomorrow. I know you won't be there, but other guys will be there. And, hey, we'll kick this thing off and get it going.
All right, sounds good.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
Coach. You got it.
Coach Jeff Reitz joining us here on the postgame show as the Cats win it tonight 56-0 over Manteno, and Wilmington will cruise into the playoffs at 8-1. During that interview, there was all kinds of things going on up here.
Yeah, there was.
So Lyle up 20-13 with a minute left. I think, did Jeff say that Marengo actually ended up winning? Okay, so Marengo gets a win over Plano tonight, which means not only is Marengo in, which I kind of like, but also that helps Wilmington with playoff points, seeding, all that crazy stuff. So there's another one there. If Lyle hangs on, and I think that's a 7-point lead with like a minute left. So if Lyle hangs on there, that also helps with another playoff point if things actually kind of come down to that as far as seeding goes. So there's a lot going on between tonight and tomorrow. And we'll see if we can hang out long enough to see what happens with that Lyle game. But Marengo does indeed get a win tonight, which kind of helps things out a little bit. We will have a playoff pairing show for you tomorrow. I will also tell you that it's going to be a little different because I'm not going to be there. But Jeff, who's up here now, and Dennis and a couple of guys will make sure to kind of handle that whole thing. It will be entertaining as it always is, I'm sure. Jeff says probably a little more than it normally is. So we'll see. And I might be listening. Who knows? Depends on how things work out downstate for us. But I do know that tomorrow night we'll have a pairing show for you. I know the Cats are 8-1. They're getting some help with playoff points tonight. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how all that falls together. But this next 24 hours or so is kind of insane because everybody looks at this, takes their own grasp at things, and kind of makes guesses. And then you sit there and go, what in the world is the IHSA doing? It's usually what ends up happening by the night it's over.
One thing you don't want to forget is what Coach said. That's the next 18 hours, enjoy them, because after that, boom.
Yeah, after that point, then you got to get into film study and get all these things, right? And then all of a sudden you have, that sitting there in front of you. All right, so the Cats win it tonight, 56-0 over Manteno. We were kind of waiting to see if maybe we could get a final here before it's all said and done. I'm sure there's a truckload of timeouts and everything going on over there at Piatone. But we'll make sure to see if we can get a final on that before we wrap things up here, and then we'll get you set for the playoff pairing show tomorrow. Anything else crazy going on here? I think. Well, let me see if I can. So Andrew ended up winning that game in overtime? All right, so there you go. Andrew got a win there. Any update on Joliet West while we're waiting on Lyle to kind of
that would be
finish
interesting
up?
If they made it to the playoffs.
So Andrew gets in. That was the one overtime game we were looking at. Marengo gets in with the win over Plano tonight. We're kind of waiting for the final score on Lyle to see where that shakes out because they had a lead at Piatone tonight. I was just curious about the Joliet West situation.
When's the last time a Joliet team has been in the playoffs?
The public school side of Joliet.
That's been a while.
It's a little different. They would get the 5 wins if all of that happened to take place. So I think they're still watching the end of that Piatone-Lyle game. I was going to try to wait that out, but I think we're just going to naturally assume here that Lyle does get the win. So they'll close that out tonight. Lyle will defeat Piatone, which helps in a number of ways. First off, Lyle gets into the playoffs, as does Piatone, I'm assuming, playoff point-wise. And then the Cats also gets an additional point there, an additional point from Marengo winning tonight. So all of that stuff kind of helps when they go into the pairings. That's going to wrap everything up here. We got plenty more to talk about later, and I'll let Jeff and Dennis handle all that tomorrow when they get things going at 7:45. Cats win it tonight on senior night, 56-0 over Manteno. We'll see you tomorrow night, 7:45 for the playoff pairing show.